Yeah, this is definitely not going to work because I'm going to drop every single one of them. Yeah, see? Your girl's failing. Okay, your girl is failing. Hey guys, my name is Nora and welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see from this wonderful stack that is behind me, your girl couldn't contain herself because I just can't stop buying books, y'all. I have no space. No space. And yet, it's a pretty big stack, but it's okay. Actually, the most exciting part is that I've read pretty much almost all of these. I want to say that I've read, oopsies, there goes my phone. I haven't read maybe about 4 or 5, but everything else your girl has read. So this is the last book haul of 2019 because where has the year gone? Who the heck knows? But I'm never gonna stop buying books. So here is the last book haul of 2019. Alright, so we're just gonna start all the way from the top and then work our way from the bottom. As you can see, my shirt, I love nerds, and it's Snoopy. So this is gonna be a super chill video. And the first 3, it is Dreaming Sun volumes 2, 3, and 5. Book Outlet was having the sale, and I know Book Outlet, I think it has like 6, 7, and 8. I really do want to continue collecting the series. I've read 1 through 6, so I've read all of these volumes, and this is Ichigo Tagano's Dreaming Sun. Now, I had a great time reading all of these volumes, so I definitely wanted to add it to my collection of a manga, and here we are again. This is Shimana, and she's having a rough time at home, so she decides to make a deal with the new landlord guy that she finds at the park, and goes and lives with a bunch of other guys. And this is just her growing up, finding herself, finding love, you know, having crushes left and right. So, you know, I'm all about that life. So this is a contemporary romance, and I highly recommend that you pick this up because, again, I have read it. The next 2 mangas that I have, it is a Silent Voice volumes 1 and 2 by Yoshitoki Oima. These are contemporary, I believe. I don't want to say romance because I don't want to be jumping the gun. As you can see, I have a bookmark here. And I started reading it, and it's sad. So it follows these 2 characters. It says when Shoko and where's the guy's name? And Shoya. Shoko and Shoya, I believe. Shoko is the girl, and she is deaf. So and then Shoya, when they were in elementary school, he used to bully her with his friends so much that, you know, she stopped going to that school and she moved away. And this is them reuniting as if they were a little bit older. So now he's a little bit wiser, and now he wants to apologize. So we shall see how this goes. I believe this is a short series. It has 6 volumes. So I'll definitely get to this in 2020, and I'm excited to read these. Alright, the next and final manga, it is The Golden Sheep by Kaori Ozaki. I have not heard anybody talk about this manga, but let me freaking tell you, y'all, this manga, it is gorgeous. And obviously we appreciate musical instruments here, and obviously they scratched it out, but that says Fender. It's one of the best guitars. If you're watching this, hi babe. So yes, this is what is this? This is a Sugu Mikura. So Sugu, for some reason, you know, her hometown, she makes a lot of friends. She makes this bond, and they bury this time capsule, and it says that after 7 years and 7 months, if you dig that time capsule up and make a wish, your wish will come true. So for some circumstances, she has to move away from her hometown, and then years later she reappears and she unites with her friends. And I guess this book is about friendship and the trials of friendship, plus we have the time capsule as well. And again, I have not heard anybody talk about this book, and I picked it up on a whim because obviously I'm trash for a beautiful cover, and this is a beautiful cover, so definitely going to be reading it in 2020, and hopefully I'll be picking it up soon. Next book that we have here on the stack, it is The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. Y'all know, well, if you follow me on Goodreads, that you know that I've already read this and gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. This is one of my favorite romances of the year. It is so freaking good. Tiffany is in a bad relationship, and they've broken up, but she's been staying at the guy's flat share, or apartment as they call it in the UK, because she has nowhere else to go. So she decides to rent out this flat share with Leon. Now Leon, I believe he's a nurse or a doctor, but he works at nights and she works in the morning. So while she works, he's sleeping, and then while she gets home, he's away. So their romance kind of develops over sticky notes all over the flat chair, and it's so cute, and it deals with trigger warnings for, you know, abusive relationships, more towards, you know, the mentally abusive relationship. So trigger warnings for that. This has an amazing friend group and support group as well. I love this book, and I cannot say any like great things about it. I highly suggest that you pick this up, and I know for a fact that this is one of the finalists on the Goodreads top romance of the year, but obviously we knew that Red, White, and Royal Blue was gonna take it by storm. In the same train as romance, y'all. I have become absolute trash for historical romance. Like, I was like, when I was younger, obviously, because, you know, historical romance usually comes in those, like, thick, oh my god, I'm blanking out. You know what I'm talking about. But I was like, I usually don't like the smell of those books. I don't know why. It usually smells stronger than all the other books. Plus, it's not really floppy, and I'm having all these kinds of problems with those books. And I was like, you know what? I'm never going to read historical romance because those books are known to be in those. But Book Outlet had these in hardback, and I read obviously The Duchess Deal is the first one, and The Governess Game is the second one, and the third one already came out. But I read these on audiobook, and this was so freaking good. I couldn't believe it. If you are not a fan of historical romance and you want to start, this is your book right here. It is so freaking good, and I can definitely see myself rereading this whole entire series forever and ever. So I'm definitely going to need hardback so I can annotate it. Another book that I've already read, it is Emily A. Duncan with The Wicked Saints, y'all. Look at this freaking spine. It is absolutely stunning. But I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't bad. This is a YA. I want to say this is more towards the new adult gothic fantasy, and it follows a girl, the monster, and a prince. So this is pretty much their adventures, and they all have one goal: to stop the king and stop the war. But does that actually happen? I don't know. You're gonna definitely have to read this. My thing with this book is that it was a good book, but it's just, you know, it was alright. Like, it's not like I've not read it before. Now, if you want to start out with like new adult fantasy and you want to get past that YA fantasy and you don't read a lot of fantasy, I think this would be a perfect book and you would love it. Now, trigger warnings for blood and self-harm, because the magic system here is based off of blood, so they have to cut themselves to get the blood and do all these crazy things. So trigger warnings for that. But yeah, I have a NetGalley copy of the second book, and I have to get reading because the ending, I need to know what happens. So alright, in the next book, it is Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer, y'all. I love these freaking covers. Like, I know Renegades is behind me. Let me pull this out. This is Renegades and this is Arch Enemies. Like, these are probably one of the best covers that I have seen. Now, Renegades, that boy's dick, but I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and it was like one of my favorites of last year. But this one, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Obviously, I'm not reviewing these books. I feel like I am. I need to move it along. So this is the second installment in this trilogy, and it follows two characters. One obviously is the good one and the other one is the evil one. So if you didn't know, one is trying to infiltrate the hero headquarters to put a stop to the heroes and, you know, bring fairness to everyone, which is like the quickest way to put it. It might sound confusing, but a lot of people know Renegades and a lot of people know Marissa Meyer because we love the Lunar Chronicles, obviously, right here. And did y'all see the new covers? That's you see, I can't stop buying freaking books. Alright, the next book I have not read yet, but I was totally convinced by the cover. And Disney too. So the book that I'm talking about, it is The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. Now this is pretty much a futuristic Disney murder mystery. It sounds kind of weird, but you know, anything Disney, your girl wants to be a part of it. So it's a fairly short book, I believe. It's like 340 pages. It's no big deal. But yeah, I guess this robot, the 7 princesses, or I believe there's more, they're planned to please, you know, the guest. And they don't have feelings, they don't have emotions, they're just, you know, they're here to please. But I guess the murder mystery is that one of them ends up killing a customer, but she argues that she was in love with him, but like she's a robot and she can't feel feelings. So, you know, it's like, what is going on? So I definitely want to read this. I remember when this first came out, it got a lot of buzz and then it just died. So like, I was like, should I pick it up? And should I not? So definitely, I think I'm going to be doing a 5-minute review on this when I do get to it. And if you do want to see a 5-minute review on any of these books, let me know. But yeah. Alright, the next book, it is To Be Honest by Maggie Ann Martin. I know for a fact that a lot of people have not read this book, and obviously it is one of like their shorter books. It is it's less than 300 pages, which is kind of cool. Like, I would love to do a book recommendations under like 300 pages, which I didn't even know this was under 300 pages. But yes, I did read this, and this is about a plus-size main character named Savannah. Now Savannah's going through quite a bit because her sister is leaving to college, and her mom, she is diet crazy. Like, her mom lost a ton of weight in this program called Shake the Weight. So now she is on Savannah's butt 24/7. And you know, Savannah's happy with, you know, who she is. She's plus size and she's okay with that. So she has to confront, you know, her mom's unhealthy way of dealing with the diet. Plus there is this guy, what's his name, he's a ginger, I remember that as a fact. George. Ugh. George is the cutest little freaking sweetheart ever. Like, if we all love like cinnamon bun boys, George is a part of it. So there's a little romance going on there, and then there's a lot of cool stuff that happens in this book. That's why I was like, it's less than 300 pages. Like, what? I feel like a lot happens in this book, but I highly do recommend it. Alright, the next book I have read already, and it is A Heart and a Body in the World by Deb Coletti. I read this, and I want to say that this is a hard-hitting contemporary, borderline dark. I want to say that this does have trigger warnings, so be careful, but I can't really say the trigger warnings because I think I would spoil the story. Now, this follows Annabelle, and something happened where whatever happened left her devastated. So she decides to run cross country to, escape everything and, clear her mind, but it becomes so much more than that. And her grandfather trails her behind her in his RV, so their relationship is super nice. I really love this book, and I feel like it doesn't get enough recognition, or at least people don't really talk about it, so highly suggest it. Speaking about the winner of the romance category, it is a Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Y'all, this book was so freaking good. I did not give this a 5 out of 5 stars. I gave this a 4, almost a 4.5 out of 5 stars, because I will have to say, one, this book is pretty thick for contemporary, but this book is political just as it is romantic. So I came into this thinking that I was gonna get, a queer romance between a prince and the president's son, but I got a lot of politics too and some drama. But I did overall enjoy this book, and this book at the end, made me cry, and it squeezed my heart, and it was something to look forward to the future, hopefully. But fingers crossed. So this follows Alex and Henry. Alex is the son of the first female president of the United States, and then Henry, he is a prince, and they cannot stand each other, or at least Alex can't stand him, because he thinks he is the last Coca-Cola in the desert, and yeah, but things develop from there. So this is a hate to love romance, and yeah, this is a super special book, I will say that, because this is a debut novel as well. Like, that's incredible as well. Like, Casey McQuiston did that. Okay, another book of the month, it is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Now, this book, I heard of it even before it was published, and I was like, I need to read that ASAP. So this was definitely one of my most anticipated reads of this year, and I finally got to it, and book of the month came in clutch. And let me just tell you, 5 out of 5 stars. Spoiler, fan-freaking-tastic. I loved it. So this follows Chloe and Ren, and as you can see it, Chloe is a POC plus-size character, which is fantastic, but she has a chronic illness, so that stops her from doing quite a bit. And Red, he is a painter, but he's had a troubling relationship that has left him, feeling broken and uncertain of his art and everything around him. So this book is about Chloe. She has a near-death experience, and she wants to get a life, because she's like, well, if I died, I haven't accomplished, or I haven't done anything with my life. So she makes up this list, and somehow the superintendent, which is Red, she gets him to help her out with this list, and it's a romance, and the scenes are pretty hot too, like mint. I can't say that word, the F, but it's mint. It's great. I loved it. And the last book in this book haul, super freaking exciting. This boy is a thick boy. This is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Y'all, I can't even hold this with one hand. This is the illustrated version, and let me freaking tell you, like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Beautiful, beautiful artwork. Actually, confession time, I've never read Harry Potter. I've watched the movie a million times, all of them English and Spanish. So one of my goals for 2020 is to read Harry Potter and finish the whole entire series. I already started The Sorcerer's Stone, and let me freaking tell you, the book is better than the movie, and I'm not even done with the book, which makes me so mad because I feel like I missed out. But I have this in my possession, and I officially have all 4. I don't know if you can see it, but like there's my Harry Potter collection right there that I started as an adult because obviously I didn't read it as a kid. So I started collecting things as an adult, and it is very exciting because now I have all 4 of the illustrated editions, which I plan to collect every single one. Well, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all your love and support. I really do appreciate it. And if you have any more video ideas, please let me know in the comments down below, because you know your girl wants to chat and your girl wants to make friends too. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.